hashtag #MeToo. So you probably have heard about it before in social media, or you have seen it in social media. Whatever the case might be, it was a big movement, and it still is. Me Too movement was originated in 2006 in MySpace when Tarana Burke, an activist in MySpace, told about her sexual abuse and how he was sexually abused by one of his co-workers. And sometimes later, BBC made a documentary about her named Tarana Burke Leading with Empathy. So in that documentary, Tarana Burke tried to show how we can create a movement to show that how big sexual harassment to women is a problem. So that's how the Me Too movement started, and after that, it became a viral in social media. It became a hot topic among all of these things, and people started commenting on how they were sexually abused in a lot of places by a lot of their close relatives, and especially in workplace. So a lot of celebrities started talking about it. Among them were Jennifer Lawrence, Rudy Giuliani, and all of the other prominent figures of American celebrities sector. And when they started talking about it, it became even more viral, and people started accepting it as a part of a big movement. And that's how we got the Me Too movement, and that's how we understood how big a problem sexual abuse was. Because then women started to understand that they had a voice and they can express their voice and they can express their concerns over on the internet to show why they were abused and how they were abused, and they can create a sort of resistance against these abusers with their numbers. And this movement also gave birth to some of the most important scandals we have seen on our life. For example, some Hollywood celebrity told about how she was sexually assaulted in her workplace by one of her co-workers, who was also a really big Hollywood celebrity. And that's how some lawsuits were formed with the Me Too movement. So, and some women who were abused won against the abusers, and some women did not. But that was not the point of that movement. The point of the movement was to show that women had a voice and they had a problem that needs to be addressed. So, in a study, it was shown that half of the users who used this Me Too hashtag were sexually abused by one of his or her friends, which is huge. And also, this movement did not just stay in America, it started spreading in other countries as well, in other languages as well. And we have seen some of its effects on our country as well, when some popular Tollywood actresses started saying that their actor counterparts actually abused them in a way that needs to be addressed. So this actually happened quite a lot in our country as well. So the point of this movement was to say that this is a problem. Sexual abusing, sexual harassment, everything is a problem in all sectors of life, not just in workplace or not just in some bad neighborhood. It exists in everywhere, and we need to address it according to the problem. And it's a big problem than we can imagine, and need to show us how to tackle with it. And that's how we got this whole movement. And to summarize it, Me Too movement was a movement made in 2006. It went viral in social media, and people started sharing their stories about how they were abused, and they created a community based on that. And that's how we got to know the Me Too movement. I thank you all for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum.